This channel consists of explicit content and is not for anybody under the age of 13.
This is Corrupted. This is Corrupted.
Corrupted Nation with Joe Cronin.
Welcome to Corrupted Nation, guys. Hope you guys subscribe. If you're new, hit the bell, hit the likes, and all the other stuff. Write stupid crap in the comments. I don't know. So obviously, I want to take a look at this Coppa and YouTube stuff in a different way. We've looked at it in all the negative ways. God knows I've been on YouTube since 2007, and I've been really, my main channel started in 2012, though my really successful channel on my other channel in 2012, and it still goes to this day. And that channel is even kind of in a little bit of a limbo question as well, because I cover sports, and wrestling and sports are kind of like borderline, but I still think for adults. Let's first of all, I've said for years that YouTube was going to come down via entropy, the breaking down of things, entropy, YouTube. And the reason why YouTube would come down through entropy is because people with billions of dollars who literally have people killed and fired are the ones that are in Hollywood and that own big companies like Disney, NBC, and so on. They are losing at least 30 to 40% of their audiences to YouTube, to people, creators who create their own content. People have turned on YouTube instead of the radio. It's free content, too, and that can never be allowed, right? I mean, without commercial or some kind of dipping in the pond. So we knew that YouTube was going to break down and would try to kill itself eventually because of the influence of outside people getting into Google, what Google is. You know, Google would probably get more money to sabotage itself than anything. But this is the government now getting involved on behalf, I believe, of not the children, but on behalf of Hollywood. So I believe YouTube is going to be destroyed by Hollywood, the government, on purpose. But let's pretend that that's wrong. Let's look at this in a less cynical way. Let's look at this with open eyes, with ignorance, right? Let's pretend maybe we're wrong about that. And you know what? I hope we are wrong about that, because that would be great. Let's pretend that this is really about what they say it's about, which is protecting kids. And also protecting kids, but also YouTube being what it always wanted to be, which it was supposed to be just open forum for anybody. But now that it's mainstream and everybody's eyes are on it, it's taken over all of our households. Our kids all end up watching it somehow. If somebody has an Amazon Fire in their room or whatever, you set up YouTube. You just do it. And then you realize you try to watch what your kids are watching, but you can't 100% control it. Now, I don't know why the FTC or the FCC or whatever care so much about this out of nowhere. That's where it seems like they're getting involved in something. Like, they don't mind Hollywood fucking our kids, right? Oh, I just got demonetized, but they don't mind Hollywood raping our kids and abducting our kids and all these other things. But they have a major problem with, oh no, YouTube. But on YouTube, what YouTube has a problem with is a couple things. They have a YouTube Kids app, but not enough people use the YouTube Kids app. Instead, a lot of kids are still just using the YouTube app because there's kids content on YouTube. So YouTube is trying to make a kids app for all the kids to go to, but YouTube is still loaded with tons of kids content, like FTGvers, my kids watch that show, and so many others, like whatever, Fun Time Painting Guy and all these other things. So you're literally luring tons of kids to YouTube, a site that in their language, think about this, in the YouTube language, in the agreement, it's written, YouTube is not designed for anybody 13 and under. YouTube should not be viewed by anyone 13 and under without parents' direction or parent with you or something like that. It says that in their actual user agreement and in their terminology. So they did not want 13 and under watching YouTube. But yet there are channels designated and designed for kids. So you can understand why. And more of those content creators over the years have been taking advantage of the kids, you know what I mean? I mean, not in a bad way. I'm just saying, like, in a way of like, hey, there's a big kids audience. Like, let me create a kids channel. I get that. That's fine. But what ended up happening after a little while is people started like really honing in on the algorithm, and they started doing weird videos, like adults and 20-year-olds and college kids, you know, like Spider-Man and Elsa hook up, and they're like kissing and French kissing, and Elsa's sticking a needle in her ass and all kinds of weird shit. And like little kids are watching this and like mimicking it, and parents are like maybe walk in for a second, go, oh, Elsa's Spider-Man, okay, and they walk out, and then the Elsa saws off her arm or something. like it was just getting out of control. So YouTube went after those people, which was good because it was like manipulative, like but then again, that stuff would have been okay potentially had there not actually been kids on the platform. But because there's so many kids on the platform, it's weird. So we're all convoluted, right? So YouTube is trying to get rid of, is trying to do this. The FTC is going after YouTube for the content that caters to kids that isn't for kids. But they're also going after YouTube for content that caters to kids because under 13, it's not a site for under 13. So there's a couple things going on here. They want to identifying content. YouTube is identifying content that is for kids under 13. Phase it out. Any content that is for kids under 13, identify it and phase it out. That's what YouTube's goal is. Maybe even under 18, there's a little bit of a gray line from 13 to 18. There's a bit of a gray area there. That's what I'm worried about. But identify the content for kids that's under 13 and get it the hell out of here. Problem is for me is there's still going to be Disney clips and Disney shit, and are the movie studios still going to have kids entertainment? So that still draws under 13 to the channel. So shouldn't that be banned as well? That probably should go away also. That way, I suppose, if you love shows that are on YouTube now and you still want to see them and your kids want to see them, they would have to go to YouTube, the YouTube Kids app, right? So if YouTube would just come out and say that, like, hey, listen, I know you guys love Funtime Painting Guy, but Funtime Painting Guy won't be allowed on YouTube, unless he's screened, right? So I'm assuming that these channels are all going to get screened. So Funtime Painting Guy, if he's painting pictures for kids and he's like really nice and all these other things, I suppose that content may be allowed. And this is where I'm confused. Do they completely want to get rid of that guy, or do they want to move that guy to the YouTube Kids app only? And if they do, that makes sense. But how are you going to get approved for the YouTube Kids app only? So I don't know. I'm very confused about that. But identify content that is for adults, but marked towards kids under 13. Therefore, if I am Joe Cronin and I'm sitting here and I'm like, hey, everybody, my Disney princess review. And then I start talking about how Elsa looks like a whore and how the Little Mermaid is sexy and I'd put a load on her belly button. Well, now they may have a problem with that. Because if I title the video with a thumbnail of the Disney princesses and then me in the middle going, and I call it my Disney princess review, I love Disney, that's kind of fucked up because kids are going to find that. So they don't want kids finding that. So that's another gray area. I think there's a couple things that we have to consider here. Basically, it seems to me, YouTube wants all content that's for kids off of this network, off of YouTube. They want it all in the kids app, I think. And I think the government feels that way too. And therefore, if you are an adult talking about something and you get weird, it's okay because the platform isn't filled with kids anymore. But also, number two, they don't want you marketing towards kids when your content is not for kids. So how would somebody who wanted to make a satire about making fun of the Disney princesses go about it? The first thing I'd say is don't do it. It's just not going to work right now on YouTube. Number two, I would say, okay, if you're going to do it, you have to do something to protect yourself maybe against the law, right? Legal ramifications. So number one, you have to select that my video is not for kids. Number two, you have to signal in your title that it's not for kids, that it's like an adult thing. Number three, you have to mark your video as age restricted if you're an adult. And number four, I would say put a parental advisory at the beginning. Start doing that. Like if you're a creator, I would definitely start doing that. I think I might even start doing that at all my videos, just to make sure, like, hey, I covered it like in the title, in the video, and everything. But that's only for videos that are clearly like confused, right? Confusing. Like I cover pro wrestling on my other channel, right? And on pro wrestling, it's like that could be considered like kind of like a kids program too, but more of a teenager program. So you can start your show with, hey, listen, hey, we're about to talk wrestling here on the channel. Parental advisory, explicit content. This channel is not for anybody 13 under. This is very strong language, vulgarity. This is for adults only. Here we go. And you might have to have something like that. So now you covered yourself in the video and the verbiage at the beginning. You covered yourself in the title. You've already selected that it's not for kids in your YouTube algorithm. And you do all those things. And even then, you could still be taken off YouTube because it doesn't matter. The language of the YouTube agreement basically says, we can get rid of you at any time for any reason or for no reason, and it doesn't matter, and we're not liable. That's basically what it says. Somebody could sue you at any time for any reason because of whatever the fuck, and we're not liable. Like, that's what they're beginning to, their whole terms mean that. That's what their terms mean. That's all it is. That's just what their terms mean. But yeah, identify content that is for kids under 13 and phase it out. That's the point. Identify content that is for adults but marketed towards kids under 13 and get rid of it and phase it out. That's the goal. That's my opinion. That's me being more realistic and being more ignorant and not thinking this is about the bigger picture of getting rid of all of us anyway. But it's definitely a big move to... They don't want YouTube to be convoluted anymore. Their own user agreement says it's not for 13 and under. But yet there are tons, hundreds, thousands of channels marketed towards kids. And kids under 13. And it's on the main YouTube site. So how can you be a website that says, hey, we're free, open broadcast, broadcast yourself and anything, and here we are. And then say, but we have this YouTube Kids app where you should be bringing your kids to, but yet all this kids content is on YouTube. So that's the thing. I think they want to eliminate that confusion in the convolution and get that out of here. So you're going to see, let's pretend there isn't a bigger problem at bay here going on. And at the very least, I would think that now you will see channels that are for kids go away on YouTube, which sucks for them. I don't like it. It's too bad for them. These people worked really hard. I don't know what's going to happen to me. This is my life. I have 3 little kids that count on me making YouTube videos and doing YouTube for a living. You know what I mean? I chose to, after I got laid off my job of 5 years or 4 years, I chose to work harder on YouTube and put everything I had into YouTube. If it goes away, you know what I mean? I could have continued a career in what I was doing and it got hired in another company, but I chose this instead. I rolled the dice. This goes away. Now it's back to the drawing board on who knows what the hell. You could be putting a dad out on the streets. YouTube could say, we care about the kids, but you're getting people to lose their jobs. But anyway, this is my assessment of what I'm seeing based on non-cynicalness or whatever. That's a word? But yeah, if you get rid of the cynical side of things, that's what I see is what's really going on. So, but yet, from what I understand, if you're a kid's channel, you're still going to be on YouTube, you just won't be in all these searches and these things. So that's confusing as well. I'm not 100% about any of this. So that's me being more optimistic about what they're doing. And a lot of this stuff is stuff they were doing anyway before the legal terms. But I have no idea what to tell you after that. We'll see what happens. What do you guys think? I mean, again, I think the real thing here, the real scary thing is the tinfoil hat thing is that they're going to be trying to get rid of almost everybody, as I've said for 5 years now, so that they can move in Hollywood and move in radio people and move in all that stuff to take over YouTube, because Hollywood and all the rich people are angry that people like me out of nowhere and other people have risen up on YouTube to make this their careers without Hollywood, and it's taken the money away from them. Why wouldn't they be angry? So they're using the government to leverage something, because you look for any reason to get rid of somebody, right? If somebody is doing something maybe good, but they're exposing you, and you're like, we need to get rid of that person. Well, and you're not going to have them murdered or something. You go, how can we get rid of them? What do? You find the worst thing about them or the one thing legally about them that you can call out, right? So if if every day you see your neighbor and you look at your neighbor and you go, hey, you suck, you fat retard, And it's like, your neighbor's like, dude, why do you got to say that stuff to me? 'Cause I can. But then he parks his commercial vehicle on his lawn, which is illegal in some areas. So you go, you know what? I've had enough of this guy. So you call and you report his commercial vehicle, and then he gets fined. Then he can't park it there anymore. Right? That's a dick move. But the guy's been doing this to you, so you look for a legal way that you can sort of have recourse besides just calling him a name back, right? But, like, the difference is these people are really exposing things. Like Alex Jones, right? Maybe some people hate Alex Jones. And I'm not I think he's hilarious. But, you know, he's done some bad stuff. He's done some irresponsible, dumb things, says Alex Jones. But Alex Jones has called out a bunch of real stuff that's really happened. And if you're somebody who's a big-time celebrity or rich person, and you see Alex Jones calling out the stuff that you're doing, like fucking kids, you go, how can we take him out? Oh, yeah, remember that Sandy Hook comment he made 3 years ago? Yeah. Let's go after him for that. Let's get him taken down for that. We can get him on that, because that's something he really did that's bad. Let's make it a big deal. And the next thing you know, gone from Facebook, gone from YouTube, gone from Instagram, gone from being able to have PayPal, gone from everywhere. Alex Jones, gone from the Apple Play Store for his Google App Store for his app InfoWars, right? So most people look at that and they say, hell yeah, he deserved it. But the problem is, he was calling out things that were right, and that company got rid of him based off of something that he did do that was wrong, but they used it. They used it to their advantage. It's a dirty play. That's what I believe YouTube is doing, or the government, or whoever in Hollywood, or the owners are doing here. They're saying we need to get rid of YouTube, but we can't just get rid of it. Everybody loves it. How do we start getting rid of it? Well, here's a legal thing we can do with the FTC and children and what they're doing, and this is all legal. We can do this. Okay, let's go. Phase 2. That's Phase 2. Phase 1 was the ad revenue a couple of years ago. Remember that? That was Phase 1, was the ad revenue. Sponsorships and stuff like that. Coca-Cola, fucking every sponsor you can think of, they want to put their ads in front of real shows. And they want those shows to be on YouTube so they can put their ads on YouTube still, but they don't want it in front of, like, Biff Jones's basement show. So they have been encouraging Hollywood and people to get over to YouTube so they can start running more ads on their type of videos. But those people said people aren't really watching us, they're watching these other people over there. So they all volunteered and agreed to pull their advertisements for a time being off of YouTube to get rid of the smaller people and get rid of the small YouTubers and the weird thing so that they can make room for the celebrities and the YouTube TV, because that all happened right after that, right after the adpocalypse happened and everybody lost money. I used to make $100 a day. Now, ever since then, I've made about $4 to $5 to $6 to $7 a day. I used to make $100 a day on YouTube, just my little channel. That was 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, or whatever it is now. It's 2017. January 2017, I was making $100 a day. November 2019, I'm making $6 a day. They set out and did what they wanted to do. So it is a systematical, like, breakdown, entropy in the YouTube system for how they're changing everything and remodeling. It's very clear to see how this is happening if you have a brain. I've been talking about this since 2015, and everything has been coming to fruition and coming true. Every year it proves the point more. If you go back to my videos on this from 2014 and 15, it's almost unbelievable. I tend to see these patterns, and I see when something is about to happen and how it's going to happen, and it drives me insane. And I want to tell people about these things, and that's why I did, and I do. But now this is validating everything I've ever said, and it's getting worse. And that's why I have a cynical outlook that this is not for just kids, and this is not for that. This is for a bigger reason. This is Hollywood, rich people, marketers, advertisers, owners reaching out to the FTC and leveraging them to use them to scare the shit out of YouTube people and the YouTube people who didn't want to do anything about this and move this into the next phase. What's the third phase? I mean, they've come after angry content, violent content, inappropriate content. So they've got that lined up too. They've hit on everything. We don't want inappropriate content. First they went the other way, right? First they went with we don't want inappropriate content, and if it's inappropriate, we'll take you down. Now it's we don't want kids on YouTube under 13. So we need to get rid of all the kids stuff and then make sure people aren't coming here like that who are kids. Well, if you do that, why do you need to take people down for inappropriate content if it's for all adults? So it's very confusing. So get rid of all the inappropriate content, get rid of all the kids, get rid of all the kids' content. Okay, you're left with this stuff in the middle. Well, what is that? So they're morphing and moving into that sort of daytime TV and into that radio sort of situation, right? That the FCC controls. So, anyway, rant over. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments down below. And remember, tonight is Monetize This live at 11 p.m. Eastern Time right here on Corrupted Nation. Monetize This tonight. And the SmackDown review over on the Joe Cronin Show channel. And thank you guys for 412 patrons. If you guys want all my bonus Patreon stuff, my podcasts that aren't heard on YouTube, come on over to Patreon, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show, and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to sub, man. Crazy shit on this channel. Corrupted Nation. I'll see you later.